It's the last of the MasterChef semi-finals. And now just one challenge stands between these 6 exceptional cooks and their place in the finals.
It would be terrible to go at this stage. It'd be a bit like sort of coming fourth in the Olympics.
You go back to being sort of like a child where you just want praise constantly.
Imagine putting that on your Instagram, like Lorna Robertson, MasterChef finalist.
We are going to eat really, really well, and you and I are going to have one tough decision because none of these guys want to go home. One dish separates you from a place in finals week. You've already cooked for a restaurant critic. Today, you are cooking for 4. William Sitwell, Tracy McLeod, Amal Rajan, and Jay Rayner. At the end of this, one of you will be leaving the competition. It's time to impress, ladies and gentlemen. 1 hour, 15 minutes. Let's cook. I want to see understanding of flavour. That yum, that beautiful sensation you get from the best of food. Nothing else will do.
They keep saying that we need to have our own style and be true to ourselves and do what we want to cook. This is completely me. If they don't like this, then there's not much else I can do.
What are you making?
I'm doing roast pheasant breast. I've taken the breast off and popped them into a water bath and making like a stuffing ball kind of bonbon with the legs and a Madeira sauce.
At home on your practice, have you used a water bath?
No, I've done my own kind of method for water bathing by taking a Ziploc sandwich bag and putting my pheasant breasts in and then zipping it up and putting a straw in and then sucking all the air out.
And it worked?
The things you do for MasterChef.
Lorna's being tactical because she knows how difficult it is to get the pheasant breast absolutely right.
Right.
So she's doing them first in a water bath and then in a pan. She's got complete control over every single breast individually.
If I look back at all the dishes that I've put out, on the whole has been good. There's been no complete disasters, you know, touch wood. Hope I can carry on like that, yeah.
Steve's going hearty and gutsy. Pig's cheeks, celeriac, black garlic, mushrooms, porcini and onion puree. Alongside of that is sherry sauce. Those pig's cheeks are beautiful when they're cooked long and slow. Today he's hoping to get the same effect from a pressure cooker. And when you cut into that pig's cheek, you don't want to see little streams of fat. You want that fat melted into the meat. That'll be the telling. How do you feel about cooking for 4 critics?
It's obviously always there in the back of your head. It's quite a daunting task. I mean, I think I got lucky when the last time I cooked for William. It went really well for me, so, you know, hopefully I can repeat that again. But praise from 4 people all round, who knows?
I've learned so much through this process, and the critique that you get from the judges, it's just so eye-opening. It really, really makes you think in a way that you've never thought about previously about your food.
It has to be said that few people in this competition have celebrated vegetables and spice like you have, but on your bench right now, I can't see a vegetable anywhere.
There's a carrot.
There's a carrot. That's it.
That's it, yeah. I'm making rose-scented chicken with jewelled Persian rice and a rosy chicken shorba.
What's a shorba?
A shorba is like an aromatic sauce enriched with chicken, like a chicken soup. Yeah, a thick chicken soup. And it's going to be scented and delicious and buttery and wholesome, despite being chicken and rice and gravy, essentially.
I have never had anything like it at all. Saying that, if it's really tasty and the critics have never seen anything like it before either, that could be in her favour.
The last round, getting through in the top two, has probably done the most in terms of my confidence in this competition. It has sort of given me a little bit of a kick, I think.
What are you cooking for us?
I'm doing tamarind beef short ribs with Jerusalem artichoke puree and Jerusalem artichoke crisps, roasted fennel, pearl barley and a basil oil.
What are the danger points today, Alison?
Pressure cooking things in this short time frame is a little bit of a risk, and if ribs aren't really soft and falling apart, like, they're just not going to be nice.
I'm not quite sure whether Brodie is being risky here or playing it safe, but either way, he's got nowhere to hide because he is doing a venison Wellington, which of course is a piece of venison which has got duxelle around the outside and then it's encased in pastry, and he's going to serve that with a pumpkin and celeriac gratin.
And the worry, of course, with a Wellington is the meat's cooking inside the pastry. You can't see if it's cooked properly until you cut it. By that point, it'll be too late. How long's your venison Wellington got to stay in the oven?
I'm going to check it after 25 minutes. But the issue is that you have to get it cold before it goes in the oven, which I've been using the blast chiller for, which obviously I haven't practiced for. So, you know, fingers crossed.
Crying out loud. Brodie, I tell you what, mate, you cook in a risky manner, didn't you? Why?
This was sort of the first thing that jumped out at me, and I think once one has something in one's head, it's quite difficult to shift it. I think I'm just cooking with my head a bit more and picking up techniques and applying them to things that I've never done before. But, you know, we're fighting for a place in the finals week, so you don't want to leave anything out there.
You have to be clever, you have to be inventive, you can't just put up your bog standard meal. I think standards will be through the roof today.
What's your dish?
I'm doing a take on a lemon meringue pie. It's got a rosemary biscuit base, a scoop of lemon and orange ice cream in the middle, and meringue is piped around the outside, and then I'm serving it with caramelised rosemary, some confit orange and some lemon curd.
Your single dessert, of course, is going to stand out from the crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, if it's good, it's the best dessert. But it's the best dessert anyway, isn't it?
Giovanni's dessert is very, very technical, and it relies upon one thing, and that is the ice cream setting. But if that ice cream's not set, we've got ourselves an orange puddle on a biscuit with meringue on top.
Right now, we've got 6 very nervous contestants. They know what's at stake. It's one hell of a fight.
What I hope we get are plates of food that represent good taste, technique, and imagination.
The people who've got through to this stage of the competition have really demonstrated that they don't just have a real amateur enthusiasm, they have serious skills. And it's crunch time now.
We don't want to be a grumpy bunch. We want to eat something wonderful. We want to be the happy critics on MasterChef.
I want to see a magic touch, maybe a surprising use of an ingredient. I'm looking for that little extra something that shows a true MasterChef champion.
10 minutes, yeah?
Yeah. Right.
Lorna is cooking roast pheasant with a pheasant bonbon. The challenge with pheasant is for it not to be dry.
Yeah, good?
Yeah.
I do like the look of that.
What will ground the whole thing is this Madeira sauce. It's got to have a real depth of flavour.
Bonbons, quince, carrots, sauce.
On paper, I'm excited by this.
Whew, okay.
Looking good.
Happy.
Good.
Thank you.
Off you go.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Today I've cooked for you pheasant breast and taken the legs to make a bonbon, served on a Jerusalem artichoke puree, Swiss chard, wine poached quince, some buttered carrots and a Madeira sauce. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.
There's a good waft coming off this.
The meat is tender and moist. I'd say it was cooked absolutely to perfection. The carrot looks fantastic and it's got just enough bite. It's not been overcooked. It's got a sort of solidity to it. And even those quince, getting them poached to the right texture is very, very difficult, but Lorna's nailed it.
The bonbon is the thing that really just zings off the plate. It's absolutely brilliant.
She hasn't put a foot wrong on any of the elements, which is much, easier said than done.
I believe she has slightly overcooked those breasts. However, incredible amount of work gone into this dish and accomplished in a very, very short space of time.
I got all the plates out how I wanted them to look. Yeah, I'm happy.
An hour and a quarter, or however long they've got, is not long enough, really, to be able to coax all that kind of delicious softness out of a piece of pig's cheek. So that's going to be a challenge.
And the other thing is just to make sure that the wild mushrooms and roasted onions don't overwhelm the pig's cheek, that actually they work in combination with it.
What's that?
It's a bit crumbled, just pancetta.
Is that the onion puree?
It is, yeah.
What have we got after this? A little bit of sauce?
A little bit of sauce in a jug, and then we're done. And the sorrel.
Come on, mate. We ready to go?
Hi.
Hi. So I've cooked you pig's cheeks with a celeriac mash, some wild mushrooms, roasted onions, and black garlic and porcini mushroom ketchup, and sherry and porcini and chicken stock stew. Thank you.
Steve's cooked this in a pressure cooker and the pork cheeks are too dry, they're too hard.
Actually, I thought that texturally they were OK as a result of something that needs long cooking. The failure was that he failed to glaze them. They need to be glazed in something deep and thick and reduced and sticky.
Actually, there's a lot I liked about this plate, but the trouble was it was all in the garnish. That mushroom, onion, little dabs of black garlic sauce. It's a really nice combination of flavours, but what it is sort of overwhelming what should be the star ingredient, which is the pig's cheek.
Pig cheeks are beautifully tender. The celeriac puree is lovely and smooth. That sauce is too thin. It needs to be a lot thicker.
I like the bits of ketchup and the little bits of bacon crumb and mushrooms around the outside. I'd like more of that.
At home, it's easy to do, you know, when you're in there under pressure, and it's easy for those little things to slip your mind. But then obviously this is the part of doing this, isn't it?
A well-cooked rose-scented chicken will transport you to the riad of some beautiful part of Fez, a wonderful smell.
There's a really fine balancing act to be done there.
You have just 3 minutes to get this up.
OK.
Happy with the chicken?
Yeah, it's cooked through.
I'm going to confess something, guys. I've never had a shawl before. I'm not entirely sure what it is.
Maybe it's a sort of gravy that's going to bring the whole thing together.
The last things to go on. There we are, the rose petals.
Done.
Well done.
I have made you some jewelled Persian rice with some rose-scented chicken, a rose and raisin chutney and an aromatic chicken shorba on the side. It's like a thick chicken sauce.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have to say clever things about this? Because I just want to make noises.
I love the almost like a barbecue note that's coming off the patty. It's just a hint of rose. It's there, but it's not dominant.
That shorba's fantastic. It's got yellow lentils, it's got shredded chicken, and it's got some real heat. And that, against the fruitiness and the fragrance of the pilau, is a wonderful, wonderful combination.
This is one of the loveliest things I've ever eaten on this show. It's just mouthful after mouthful of just pure joy.
Her shorba is like a chicken-flavoured curry sauce, which is tasty enough. The rice is lovely, with lots and lots of bits in it. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't taste the roses in that chicken.
Theoretically, it was a good dish. I was working solidly in the time period that I had. It was really intense.
When I cook short ribs, I allow 4 to 6 hours. It's a tough call to cook this cut of meat in an hour and a quarter.
Are you happy with those ribs?
Could have had a bit more time tidying them up a bit. They should taste good.
It's also important that the artichoke, the puree and crisp, that the textures do work. It's quite chefy doing that. So I just hope she's not overstretching herself.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go get him, girl.
Today I've cooked for you tamarind short ribs with roasted fennel, Jerusalem artichoke puree, Jerusalem artichoke crisps, pearl barley, and a basil oil. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would love to know what they're saying right now. I kind of just want to like stick my head in that door and earwig on the entire situation. It's killing me.
This meat hasn't been cooked for long enough. The other thing I'm really disappointed by is the lack of tamarind flavour. I would have liked lashings of tamarind. I would have liked a really strong flavour, and it's not there.
I really like that pearl barley with the toasted hazelnut, and I love the puree of Jerusalem artichoke. It's a lovely, nutty, smooth thing.
This is a brilliant dish. In about 3 hours' time, it's as simple as that.
The beef itself is slightly tough.
But the vegetables with the pearl barley, lovely. With the sauce, great.
So venison Wellington, pumpkin and celeriac gratin, buttered spinach, and a périgourdine sauce, which will be presumably some kind of truffle sauce. That sounds like a very, very nice dish, I must say.
I've put a bit too much cream in, I think. Hopefully still be salvageable.
That gratin looks a little wet, is that all right?
Hopefully it will set once it cools a bit.
A lot rests on this venison. Is it going to be cooked to perfection? Will the pastry be crisp and not soggy?
You OK with that, Brodie?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with that.
Spinach and sauce, spinach and sauce.
Sauce
Just
and
the
jug.
sauce, just sauce and jug.
Off you go.
I've served for you a venison Wellington with a celeriac and pumpkin gratin, buttered spinach and a perigordine sauce.
Thank you. His Wellington would be brilliant if it had had about another 4 minutes in a really hot oven.
The pastry could be a tiny bit crisper. I'm not mad about that gratin. I think it's slightly watery.
The disappointment for me is the lack of truffle. The perigordian sauce promised much, just tastes to me like it's butter. Delicious butter, but not truffle.
The problem we've got here is we've got soggy pastry. Soggy pastry around a Wellington.
Don't care much for that gratin. I could do with a big crack of pepper in there.
Pretty relieved to have got it done, just about. Yeah, that's probably the toughest that's been in the kitchen.
Giovanna's the only one who's chosen to give us a dessert. Sicilian lemon, orange, rosemary and meringue. Quite cryptic, but that combination of flavours sounds potentially very, very good.
Whew, deep breath. Yeah! Brilliant! Yeah, you got it. You got it, you got it, you got it. Yeah! Go, girl!
Good afternoon. You have a lemon meringue tart with lemon and orange ice cream in the middle on a rosemary sablé biscuit with confit orange, lemon curd and candied rosemary. Thank you.
Any mouthful of any of those combinations works absolutely beautifully.
It's simple, it's technically accomplished. The rosemary sits beautifully with those citrus flavours. The pastry's perfect too. I think this is a stunning dessert.
There's nothing left of it. You know, spot on, lovely.
That's ace. Isn't it? Really nicely done, very nicely made, very tasty indeed.
Giovanna's done well.
I really pushed myself today. Because you have to. Like, you don't want to go home saying, should have done more, could have done more. You don't want to go home saying that.
We said it was going to be a big day, and a big day it was. And now you and I have to decide which 5 go through to finals week. Our dish of the day?
Easy Giovanna.
Absolutely, totally agree with you. It was a great, great dish. As for the other 5, I think all 5 of them have made mistakes.
I found Lorna's pheasant breast to be a little overcooked. I did, however, like everything else on her plate. And in fairness to Lorna, the critics woofed it down.
Brodie's plate had a few mistakes. The pastry around the outside of the Wellington I thought was a bit flabby and undercooked. The contentious point had to be that gratin. It was way too wet, and that wet cream sauce was going into the truffle and distracting from the rest of the dish. I liked the accompaniments that Steve had. I thought the pig's cheeks were cooked really, really well. But that sauce just had to be reduced a little bit more and it would have been really intense and would have made the dish. But Saliha, the rice I loved. I thought that was really, really delicious. The little chicken patties didn't taste of Rose, and we were promised Rose. Our critics, however, loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Alison's really disappointed here. You know, we know the beef wasn't cooked well enough, not to her standards anyway. The rest of the stuff on the plate was clever, inventive and tasty. Critics completely agreed, John. We are at the unenviable position where we have to tell one of these cooks their MasterChef competition is over.
I don't know. I don't know if I've done enough today. I think it might be the end of the road for me.
It's only just hit me. I'm kind of realising the massiveness of this situation right now.
If I do go through today, then I'll be over the moon. Like, I honestly can't even contemplate that right now.
I want to carry on. I want to be able to cook more dishes and go even further. You know, to get into finals week, it's an amazing thing, isn't it?
I've worked so hard and I don't want to go home, but if that's what happens, then, you know, I've got to respect that decision.
Today was always going to be a big day. 6 down to 5, heading for finals week.
The person leaving us is... Brody.
It's annoying. So close to the final. There's no doubt that I'm a much better cook than I was from when I started. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure, like, given time, I'll reflect back and realise that I did all right.
You 5 are in finals week.
Oh my God!
It is so exciting. Like, it's the happiest I've been for a long time.
I'm sure it was a close call, but I'm just so relieved.
It's been a long day, long week, you know, very draining. It takes its toll on you, but I'm happy, trust me.
It's the best experience of my entire life, and my family are so proud of me, and that makes it all worthwhile.
We went from 64 people to 5, and I'm still here. Who knew?
Next time, it's the MasterChef finals. And the push to become champion...
Right, now, go.
...is on.
Gotta put that food onto those trays.
At the end...
I think for an amateur cook is extraordinary.
One will be crowned...
I am stunned.
MasterChef champion...
It's divine.
2017.